Stampers, it's Debbie with Stamp It with Debbie, and I would like to welcome you to Facebook Live, where I do a live demonstration of a current product from the Stampin' Up catalog. And today I'm going to be showing you a project, not 3 cards like my usual Facebook Live, but I think you'll like this one just as much. This is my sample. We're going to be using the stamp set Piece of Cake along with the coordinating punch here, and these are both products that are available in the annual catalog, and this is the project. If you'll just give me a minute, I'm going to go ahead and log into my iPad so that I can make sure to follow along and make sure that I'm still up and running. But if you're joining me, if you would leave a comment in the link below, just let me know that you're here and that you're watching. I would appreciate that. I hope that you are all having a great day. All right. I'm always working on my lighting, and I'll continue to work on it till I can get it perfected, but for today, here we go. Again, we're going to be using the Piece of Cake stamp set along with the coordinating punch, and hopefully you can see this. The light's not shining on it too much. And this set has lots and lots of great sayings. I'll just read a couple of them. Happy birthday, you sweet thing. Enjoy every crumb. Cut the cake. Hope this year is a piece of cake. Who cares? Oh, it says cake is the answer. Who cares what the question is? Count the good times, not the candles. And then what I like about this is this could also be a great set for an anniversary card because it says may your love grow sweeter with every passing year. And it can be a wedding card because it also says Mr. and Mrs. And there are a couple cakes here that you could use for that. So it's very versatile. Now this is my sample here. And I'm really not liking this lighting. Let me see if I can adjust it just a little bit. It seems kind of dark to me. This is the sample, and this is made out of one of the mini pizza boxes in the catalog. They do come folded flat like this, but all you need to do is fold them up. On the inside, this is food grade, so if you didn't want to do what I'm doing today, these are real easy to decorate up, and I'm going to show you a project later this week. And you can put treats inside, and it's food safe. So you just want to be careful when you're putting it together not to touch that too much if you're just putting a treat inside. So this is the project, and I did not get to the post office, but you can actually mail this through the mail. Now you would want to secure it with some packing tape so that it didn't come open in the mail, but just write your return address and the name here and put packing tape around it, and you could send this in the mail. If you'd feel better, you could put it in a mailing box or a mailing envelope. You could do that too. So this is the project, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this so that it doesn't get too long. Isn't that awesome? So this one I use the can't remember the name, it's the hot air balloon, but look what happens when I turn it over. So instead of punching all of these things, you could put pictures. So if you wanted to do this as, say, a birthday card for someone, and you wanted to celebrate all of the years, so I would start with just a general birthday, and as you go down, put some pictures as they get older. There are 12 spots here, so I think this would be a great graduation card for someone, that you could put a picture from every year that they were in there. It would make a great anniversary card, birthday card, graduation card, lots of different things. So this is what I'm going to show you how to create today. And again, I'm not going to use the hot air balloon. I'll show you one more time if you just want to look. Get a look real quick. So I did stamp some of the images right on, and some of the images, like this one, I punched the balloon out. I'm going to turn it over. This one I just did some simple stamping. So there's the project. Let's get started, and I'll show you how to create your own. It's kind of a card in a box. So we're going to start with the pizza box, and again, these are in the annual catalog. There are 8 in a package. And you're just going to want to fold up on all of these score lines really well so that your box will go together and stay together. Now you do not need adhesive to hold it together, but I'm going to show you one spot that I like to put adhesive just so that I can assure my box is the tabs are all gonna stay in, but it's totally not necessary. Whoops, I guess I missed folding in those tabs here. I see I have a couple people online. I appreciate you stopping by today to spend your Wednesday morning with me. Okay, so we have our box all folded up here. And where I like to put the adhesive, so this is the top of the box. This is the little back tab. I like to put it right here. So I'm just going to put a little piece of tear and tape. And if it runs over, you can just fold those sides in. And then just bring the back of your box forward. And then this part here, all you need to do is just make sure this little, let me see if I can show you a little better. This little tab right here is going to feed into that hole. So it just kind of naturally does it as you fold the box. And then the top is going to fold over. And there's your box. Pretty simple. Okay, and then now we can start making our pieces for the inside. And again, I'm using something a little different. I decided to use the some balloons and cake this time, so bear with me just 1 minute. I gotta grab a piece of paper that I forgot. Okay, so what you're going to need is 2 pieces of paper. Let me put this stamp set out of the way here. 2 pieces of paper, and these are cut at 8.5 by 3 1/4. Now, I did mean to wait and score with you, but I forgot. So I'm just going to show you how simple it is to score. We just need 2 pieces that are scored. So again, this is just an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. I just cut it down at 3 1/4. You are going to score at 3 1/4, 6 1/2, and 9 3/4. And you're doing that on both pieces. And that's all the scoring you need to do. And then of course you want to take your bone folder and fold down on all the edges. Now you'll notice this one has just a little tab left. That's okay. So we're going to put a strong adhesive on there and just bring these 2 pieces together. So I'd recommend tear and tape or the Tombow liquid adhesive. I'll go ahead and use the liquid adhesive today. It'll give me a little wiggle room just in case I don't get them on just right. So you're just going to bring those 2 pieces together. So again, you're going to take the 3 1/4 inch square and you're going to hook it to that little it's about 1 inch, I think it's 1 inch tab right on the back. It's not going to matter because when we put it all together, you're not going to see it. So when I had my book, I wanted this one to kind of pop up first. So we're just going to go accordion back and forth. And that leaves this little tab here. This is where we're going to put some strong adhesive, but we're not going to do that quite yet because I want to put all of the pictures onto this piece before we start. But before we do that, so let me get that out of the way, you need 12 squares of Whisper White cut at 3 by 3. Now this is a really good project, and I'm just going to talk while I put these out, for all of your scraps, because it seems like I always have teeny little pieces of scrap left over, and I don't like to throw them away, but what do you do with a little 1 inch piece of scrap or a 1/2 inch piece of scrap? And so what I did is I went through all of my 6x6 stacks, and these are just little scraps that I came up with. Now they might have been a little bit longer, but I just cut them down to 3 inches. So a few of them are a little bit bigger, but for the most part they're 1 inch by 3 inches. And so I'm just going to get all my scraps out. I know you probably can't see them, they're probably off camera, but I'll show you as I do them. So again, 3 inches. This one's by 1 inch. I am going to use my fast fuse because that's the fastest adhesive for me to do this, and I don't want to take forever. Now you want to vary. Some of them you want to put on this side, some you want to put on this side. So you're just going to kind of move the pieces around a little bit so that you have a good variety. All right, so we're just going to keep moving around, and again, this is an awesome way to use up the scraps because I don't like to throw them away just in case I might need them. Now this piece here is still 1 inch. I just cut it in half, so I had 2 half-inch pieces, and I thought that would be fun. I'll just put these ones right in the middle. Okay, and then I had this piece, and this I believe is a 2-inch piece, so I cut it to 3 inches, and then I just cut it on the diagonal. So now I have 2 kind of triangle pieces here, and so I thought this would be cute if I put up here on this edge, and this one down here, and I can still do some stamping right there in the middle, or I can put cake or balloons, whatever I want. So I'm just gonna rotate these around. I'm gonna keep putting them on different edges here. This one I think I'll put right through the middle. And then I have another piece that's 2 inches, and I decided that that would be good. Probably not very useful on a card, so I'm going to put that one right in the middle. And I think this one's just under. So again, you can see that it's just under 1 inch. I'm just kind of using all my scraps up. And then these pieces I cut all in 1/2-inch pieces, so let's see how we can put this one on here. Looks like I'm maybe missing a few pieces. I don't know, let me see. I like the idea of this card because it's just a different kind of card, and the other thing is, even though there's a lot to the pages, now you could add another piece of the 3.5 by 8.5 on there and do even another layer if you wanted to, but if you wanted to, you could put a candy treat in there because there's plenty of room. Okay, it looks like I'm a few short, so we'll just kind of wing it as we start decorating. I do have this piece of silver, so I'm going to put this on here, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with the last one. So I'm going to kind of put those aside, and we'll start decorating those in a second. But I wanted to show you the stamp and the punch in action. So I just have a few of my blender pens, and these are some images that I already cut, and so I think I'm going to color my cake. This one I'm just going to color yellow. And so again, my blender pens, I stamped the image with Memento Black, and then I'm just going to color that in. So it doesn't have to be super fancy, a lot of colors. But if you want it to be super fancy, a lot of colors, here is this cake over here that has polka dots and stripes, diagonal stripes, some solid cake. So we can decorate this one up as much as we want to. Now you could color this one solid as well. And I'm going to try to not color out of the lines here, but I think I just did. And then one more color. I think I'm going to leave that bottom white. Okay, so that, just wanted to show you how simple it is to go ahead and cut the, or to stamp those. And then I'm just going to put them in the punch right here. Now the punch does also have a cake stand, but I already cut that out in silver glimmer paper. So there's two of our cakes that we can use. And then I did cut a couple other cakes right here, and I already colored those. And I cut a couple cake stands. So my front page, and I guess I'll use this one with the silver. I wanted to do just a cake, and then, ooh, my thing is coming down there, and then color it in on there. I could have punched a cake. So what I did is I lined these up already, and you can see I have three different things. Who cares what the question is? Cake is the answer. Now I have my cake stand, and now all I need to do, because if you stamp these all in one, the cake is real high off of the cake stand, so it's better to go back and do it afterwards. And there's the cake. And so again, we just need to color this cake in. Let me grab a couple markers. And I'll color this one real quick. And again, this is going to be my top piece of, or the very top piece when they open up the box. This is going to be the first thing that they see. So this is Granny Apple Green. I'm using dark pineapple punch. I think I will color this. I'm going over that so I can color over the dots. I think I'll color these stripes yellow. Pineapple punch. And then I'm going to use the light lovely lipstick. I'll go over that with the polka dots. Polka dots are my favorite. If I could choose just one pattern, it probably would be polka dots forever. Alright, and the last thing we need to do is color the cake stand. I don't want to do this one in the silver glimmer because I already have it here. So I'm just going to color this in the light smoky slate to make it look a little like it's a silver serving platter for their birthday. Okay, so that one I'm going to use for page, or for the very top one. So I'm going to set that aside. So now we're literally just going to start grabbing some of these. So I'm going to take this one and put the cake on top. We can do some stamping on there if we want to. As I said, there's lots and lots of words in here. This one says, "Happy birthday, you sweet thing." So I stamped that down here, and we'll probably use some of the words again. And so all we need to use is a little bit of our liquid adhesive, only because this is glimmer paper and sometimes it doesn't want to stick with regular adhesive. And then I'll just use this for this too. Now you could pop this up with a dimensional if you wanted to. There's our second page, so you can see how quickly this is going to go. The other thing that I did is I did take our balloon punch and I punched a whole bunch of balloons. You guys, I'm looking at the image and I'm really sorry, but it's dark and I don't know why it's so dark. Hopefully it's not dark on your end. I'm trying to mess with it, but I guess I'm not going to be able to. So, see if I can, all right, we're going to stop messing with the light. I'll continue to see what I can do. I'm in my basement and I have lots and lots of lighting, but it just is very dark. Okay, here's our second one. I punched all these balloons. So on this one, I'm just going to put a bunch of balloons, and then let me grab one of the greetings. Count the good times, not the candles. I got to take that down just a little bit so that I don't end up stamping it crooked. I'm going to just stick those balloons right on here. I think my top one, I am actually going to pop a dimensional on that, just to pop it up a little bit. And there's, we're on number 3. Okay, so this one, I'm going to make it go upside down here. And let's go back to another cake. And this one just says happy birthday. Let me see what stamp I have. Here's one. Enjoy every crumb. And again, we're just going to put our shiny cake platter on there. And then I think this one, I'll pop that one up with a dimensional too, just because I like dimension. There's number 4. Okay, let's do this one. And we'll just do the rest of the cake ones just to get them out of the way. Here's our cake platter. I think I'll pop this one up too. And I don't know. Let's see. Should I stamp something on here? Let's see what this one says. Cut the cake. Let's put that one on there. Cut the cake. I think I'm going to put it right up here. Yep. Cut the cake. So we'll probably have to repeat some of our greetings, but that's okay. All right. Next one. Let's do this one for the last cake. You know, let's actually not do that. I'm going to grab some Melon Mambo ink. This, I believe, is mint macaron. And I have a stamp that says happy birthday. I'm just going to stamp a whole bunch of happy birthdays in here. And I think I'm not even going to put anything else on there. Let's see. Maybe we can put a balloon on there. Let me wash this one off because I haven't used any other bright ink and I don't want to accidentally get that in another color ink. Let's do a balloon, a couple balloons. Put the red one on first. And of course you could coordinate all of these. You could do a Melon Mambo balloon, but I like it just because it has lots of different colors. So there's our next one. And then we do have one more cake left. Let me see how I've done my... I'll put the cake platter on there. And then I'm going to pop up my happy birthday. And then let's do... see if I have one that I didn't use yet. Oh, we'll just use this one. Hope your birthday is a piece of cake. Hope this year is a piece of cake. Okay, so there's that one. Now, I did cut a couple other pieces that I thought I could use. And I don't know about you, but when I'm stamping, I sometimes end up with just a lot of odds and ends. And so you can see this one, there's a line through the middle, but then I had this piece, so I thought, how awesome would that be in the middle? And then I also have this Starburst Punch, and sometimes when I'm making cards, I punch things out, and that's not really the color that I wanted, so I do have a system where I keep all the scraps, so this happened to be one of them with a 2-inch circle punch. So let's put this one right in the middle. You know what? Let's put it on this one because I think I don't have anything for this one. We may. I may have too many squares, but we'll put them somewhere. So I'm going to put that one right in the middle. And now let's see what I want to put on here. Let's see. We'll just do, we should do this one in Bermuda Bay because that's Bermuda Bay cardstock. So I'm going to do Happy Birthday, Enjoy Every Crumb. So let me get my Bermuda Bay ink. And I'm just going to stamp that right up here. Happy birthday. Enjoy every crumb. I love birthday cake. My birthday's in January, so I have to wait quite a few more months before I can enjoy birthday cake, although 2 of my daughters have August birthdays, so I'm hoping I'll get some cake, but my second daughter loves yellow cake. That's not my favorite. I really like chocolate cake. All right, again, I'm going to just pop those up with some dimensionals. And then you can see how that piece just covered up that score line that I had on that. So now I'm able to reuse that. This one here, I think I'm just going to put something here in the middle. Actually, let's do this. We'll put this on the center. Actually, let's use this one because that's totally covering up the yellow. And then I'm going to put this piece on. And then I think I'm just going to put some balloons on here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so I have a balmy blue balloon. And again, if you wanted to coordinate, that's blueberry bushel. You could put a blueberry bushel balloon on. I'm just going with what I had, so I used scraps of all of my cardstock to make the balloons. And there's that piece, and I think I'm not going to put anything. And you can leave some of your squares empty so that if you wanted to write, hey, remember when, or anything you wanted to write. Again, if you wanted to put some pictures on there, you could do that. Now I have this one that I cut out for something. That's the Starburst Punch again. And I'm going to put that in the middle. And what can we stamp on this one? Let's stamp some candles. And then I think there was a little stamp that said, count the good times, not the candles. I'm going to take that off camera so I can hopefully get it straight. Okay, there's that. We just need to do a little bit of coloring in. And I'm going to grab my Stampin' Blends markers again. I'm coloring the flame orange, and then I'm going to color the actual candles. I'm going to color those light granny apple green just so they coordinate with the piece of paper back here. I believe that's Pacific Point. So that piece is already on. Oh, I just glued that, and I think I'm going to put dimensionals. I like everything to pop up. All right, make sure it's on straight. There's that one. We only have 2 left. Okay, I think I'm going to do just one more with a few balloons. And let's put a red balloon on there. And then we could stamp a greeting. Let's see. Let's see if Happy Birthday would fit it on there. I don't know what this is going to look like. We'll see. I'm thinking to stamp Happy Birthday over the top. Yeah, that worked. Okay, so that one's done, and now we just have one more. And I have one more of these Starbursts. This one is in Call Me Clover, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And I think I'll leave this one down. And there's that one. And then let's stamp a cake, but I'm going to get a different cake. Hold on one second. Nope, let's use the happy birthday cake. I think I have that right here. And I'm not actually going to put a cake stand on that. So I'm just going to stamp the happy birthday. Whoops. I totally did that not the way I wanted to. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to bring the cake down to the bottom as far as I can. And then there's this stamp that has some little lollipops. And I'm going to stamp that at the top. And so again, we just need our Stampin' Blends markers in a couple different colors. And I think I'll color one in Pool Party. And I think I'm actually going to color my cake in Pool Party as well. And then the other two lollipops I will color in light Lovely lipstick because it's a nice bright pink. And then dark Pineapple Punch. And then some dimensionals. I didn't put so many dimensionals on my other one. I don't think that it's going to matter, but I'll be able to tell you in just a second. Oops, and you should put it right side up. Okay, so I'm just going to move some of my supplies out of the way. Now, the other thing that I wanted to tell you is if you want to, you can go through and add a couple, so I'm going to look at mine, add a couple rhinestones or sequins or whatever you want. So I think on this one, I'm just going to add a couple. These are the adhesive backed sequins, so I'm just going to add a couple there. And then those are in green. And then I have some, I'm not sure what color this is. So I think I'm going to add a couple over here, but it's in the same pack. I think it's Flirty Flamingo. So there's a couple more there. And then we'll add just a few more. Let's see. How about a few over here on this one? Because you guys know I like bling. Okay, remember we had it folded this way. This was going to be our first one, so I'm just making sure that this top flap is this way. So again, I'm going to use my fast fuse. You probably want to use a pretty strong adhesive here just so that it can bear the weight of all of the cards that are inside here. So you're just going to start going down and deciding how you want them placed on your card. So I'm going to kind of do a variety of some of the cake, some of the balloons, some of the just stamping. And what I like about this is we've all been there. We cut something, let's say we cut it 3x4 and then we stamped the wrong side, and this is 3x3, so it's not going to matter if you put the things on the one side or the other because it's all going to work out. All right, one more on this side and then we'll turn it over and decorate the other side, and then we can add it to our box and put a little decoration on the outside there. I hope that you're enjoying this project. And does this seem like something that you might send out to somebody? I think it would be super fun to drop it in the mail and send it out to someone who would be expecting this kind of card in the mail for their birthday or graduation or... Okay, I'm still trying to just do a little bit of variety of not doing all my cakes in a row. So this is the piece that we had to glue together, and you can barely even see that it's back there. Now if you wanted to leave your very last square or the back of your top square to sign your name, you could do that. So I would recommend the back of this one, or down here at the bottom, because this is going to fold like this. And so when they open it, that could be your signature there, but whatever you think is best. Now, this little tab right here, again, this part right here is going to fold open. So this little tab right here is where we want to put, excuse me, some really strong adhesive. And I'm using tear and tape. And I'm just going to peel the backing off. Now, putting it in, if you're a perfectionist, you may want to put your tear and tape, measure it out, put your tear and tape in here. I'm going to kind of eyeball it because the box is only so big. So I'm going to just kind of set it inside here and then push it down. And you will want to pull all of these out and just make sure that it's secured really well in there. So again, fold it down. Now, the other place that you could put a greeting, you could put a 3x3 square of paper here and put a greeting inside of there, just saying happy birthday. And now we're going to close that up. I do have a piece of balmy blue cut to 3x3. And I think once again, I'm just going to use this that I've already put on the block here. So how I did that while I'm working, I'll just tell you. I took my stamps and turned them how I wanted them on this paper. Then I brought my block down and grabbed those stamps with the back of the block. And I'm just going to put that right on the front. Whoa. Uh-oh. I have some stamping on my desk now. All right. And then I'm going to put my cake on there. And then we'll just want to color this in real quick. And this will be our top piece. Again, I'm using the light, lovely lipstick. It's darker paper, so it's not going to show exactly as it would on white. So you could use white there. This is a piece that I had that was already cut to 3x3, so I thought I would use it. I can kind of see I'm not doing a very good job coloring. I'm trying to hurry so you don't have to keep watching me color, but I want to get it on the top of my box. So, okay, so I colored the bottom of the cake plate with light smoky slate. And now I'm going to color in the other part of the stripe with my pineapple punch. And then I think I'll just go ahead and leave that bottom part, this part of the cake, like it is, so that I can get it on my front of my box. Well, if my adhesive will work, I'm going to put it on the front of my box. Okay. Again, this piece is cut at 3x3. Now, depending on if you're putting it in the mail, you're not going to want to do any stamping design on the front. You're going to want to leave that for your address and return address. Again, if you're sending it in the mail, be sure and put packing tape around so that your pretty card doesn't get ruined. And let me bring out the stamp set one more time, along with the coordinating punch. This is a great bundle to have. Piece of cake is what it's called, with the coordinating cake punch. And you can find these supplies and more at my online store at stampitwithdebbie.stampinup.net. If you're following me on YouTube, come on over to Facebook and follow along with the fun we have there at facebook.com/stampitwithdebbie. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're watching through YouTube, and send me some love if you're watching through Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me again for Facebook Live. I appreciate you all taking time this Wednesday morning to join me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.